Welcome to OnComics. I am, of course, the ever-loving Lonnie Webb. Thank you for joining us here today. And we're going to have a little story time with L-Dub. Before we do that, let's take care of a little bit of business here. You can, of course, find things about me over at throughcomic.com. That is the website that Gene maintains, so that you can keep track of the wonderful things that happen related with comics that I have done. A little bit of a legacy project. And in addition to that, if you don't mind, please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the little bell on YouTube. And please let others know about this wonderful video that you're about to experience. Understand that you will make me extremely happy. I will be so happy that my hair will probably find a better way to live than under my Constitution cap here. Yes, that is a We the People cap. That is not. I got it at Cracker Barrel. It is not a MAGA hat. Although if I had a MAGA hat, I would love a MAGA hat. I don't have one. I would love. Actually, I like hats. If your company has a hat, send me a hat and I'll wear it for the video. But this is just a reminder to me in Texans I run into of the Constitution that makes our country so great, and that has nothing to do with today's video. Yeah, my noise gate didn't stop that. That was my wife coughing up. My wife is still coughing up a lung. We'll wait until she's done coughing up a lung. Okay. And there across the bottom of the screen, you can see that my Twitter handle is at Lonnie Webb. On YouTube, it's OnComics. I'm not really sure why there's a difference. Before we get into the story time, let's take a quick peek over at my IndieGoGo campaign. This is a campaign that's being run for me. Let me see if I can't make that a little bit bigger, where you might actually be able to read some of that. This link is, of course, in the description of the video, and you can find it there. It will take you directly to this page. IndieGoGo is an interesting thing. IndieGoGo is a place where you can meet projects that are coming to life, and frequently they are comic projects. The project that I have is my take on what I would do with Indiana Jones 5 if I were given the reins to do that project. Since I don't have Indiana Jones as an IP, I am instead taking the situation that I have dreamt up, and I'm dropping in the only people I could possibly turn to, the U.S. infantry. During the Second World War, Hitler has again turned to those evil spirits and relics that he can lay his hands on from the Babylonians this time. And he is attempting to summon, or through his lackeys, attempting to summon the goddess Tiamat. So that is a quick introduction to the why, the what, the premise, and a surprise player will turn up to assist our hero, Sergeant Rick Rowley, and the Temple of Tiamat. When you go to IndieGoGo, you have an opportunity to watch the video that explains everything that has to do with the comic itself. And yes, this is going to be a graphic novel. I don't have a film studio, and I wanted you to be able to see what I have envisioned. I had this video made and it's using early images from the comic, so you get to see some of those things. And bingo boom chakalaka, we have almost Sergeant Rick Rally and the Temple of Tiamat, and some pre-production sketches. This is a bit older. I'm going to make a new video with the new graphics. I think you'll really, really, really like. So to sign up for this, free. It costs you nothing to sign up. Type in your email address right there, Lonnie at, and click that button right there. I agree to the terms of use and click sign up, and you're in. You will get the free trading cards that come with it, and maybe something special. I'm cooking an idea. I haven't quite got it figured out. This is going to be a graphic novel that is just hosed down with testosterone, something that you don't get from Hollywood these days. There is going to be all kinds of manly man action, war stories, lots of killing and fun stuff. And again, these are all pre-production art. I will take a moment to show you some more up-to-date images, and I think that will look good. Like, here we go. This is going to be the primary cover of the Sergeant Rick Rally and the Temple of Tiamat comic, the graphic novel. And this is at the inking stage. I have not put any colors on this yet. I might actually offer a straight ink option, as there are fans of the Brian Ballard style. I think that's his name. Killing Joke. This is kind of in his style of some cover art that he used to do way back. I loved it. So I took on that style somewhat. Please take a peek at it, and if you dig that, be sure and sign up. Meantime, there we go. That is the alternate cover that I have painted, which shows you the very lovely Tiamat in her human form, and left some room there for any verbiage that needs to surround her. The emblem in the back is the surviving clay map of the Babylonian world, and an artist rendering, which is my rendering, of what might have been the temple of Tiamat in Babylon. This will probably occur, instead of in Babylon, it will probably occur in Europe, someplace in the European theater, Southern European theater, and we're going to roam around the majority of the European theater during the events of the probably post-Normandy invasion. I think that's probably the best time frame for this to occur. We'll see. I may have to, as I look at this, it may have to evolve. I wrote the whole script, started out in 1979, believe it or not, when I started writing this on notebook paper in high school. May have actually been middle school. Don't remember. Over the years, it changed and flourished and expanded out. And finally, I sat down, looked at some notes that I had, and pounded out a 48-page script, which really needs to be 96. So that's a stretch goal. If we can hit a good number on subscriptions or signups, I will go ahead and flesh this out to 96 pages, introduce the rabbinical young Lebetkin character, and I will also introduce British surprise character that no one sees coming at this moment. It's a secret. I think it needs to stay a secret until the graphic novel is revealed. So there you have it. That's the basis. And before I get too far away, blink. There we go. Page 1. We get to see Rick Raleigh charge out of the woods into a machine gun nest. It's a surprise for everybody. The machine gun nest doesn't expect anybody to come up behind them. Rick Raleigh is operating behind enemy lines. Right this moment, he's calling in strikes, artillery strikes on gun emplacements and providing support to the underground, the French underground. And he is leading Circus Company where nothing is fun. And they charge into the backside of this machine gun nest, resulting in a bunch of enemy fire, taking out some of Rick's men, and Rick, of course, lays into them with some heavy machine gun fire of his own. Page 2, we actually see the machine gun nest and bullets whizzing by, and we even get to see one of Rick's men take a hit in the upper body, and all of the fire spit by Rick's forward men strikes down the machine gun nest pretty quickly. And as I said, they have come up on the backside of this impromptu nest, which just sandbags. They're poised to take out a mountain ridge path, and that will be a little bit of a story element. And then we get to see, naturally, I mean, this is something that doesn't always come up, but Billy Tucci managed to bring this out quite well. The presence of medics. Medics come in, they help the men, they're there, and very quickly in panel 2, you see the sniper lookout is telling Rick, hey, I don't see anything. I don't understand why that machine gun nest is here. There's no reason for them to be here. Rick stands up, looks into the valley. Why in the world were they here? And then he hears something. He holds his hand up for his men to cut the racket. And then the story takes place. There we go. Now, I did mention Billy Tucci. I just backed She, SHI, over on IndieGoGo. It is about 500 pages. It's worth every penny of it. It's like $60. It's a hardcover. Go back, Billy Tucci. I think his wife, Deborah, is running that campaign. And I understand that. I've got help on my campaign. It's got my name, but it's not me. It's not me. It's volunteers. I suck. I need loads of help, believe me. You can back Billy Tucci by looking up SHI, She. I think it's still in demand. Martha Schwartz has stuff that's still in demand. No. She is on Kickstarter. Go look up Martha Schwartz. It's kind of feel good, fun, happy diversions. I can't remember who else I have backed recently that I was going to tell you about, but I'll do that in another video. The thing I did want to mention is that Billy Tucci is the artist on my favorite comic book. My favorite comic book with the name right on the tip of my tongue. Sergeant Rock, the Lost Battalion. It's influenced me a lot. I read it many years ago, and man, I love that story. I love the character of Sergeant Rock. I love the character of Sergeant Fury back before he became everything else. And Rick Raleigh is, of course, a Sergeant Rock-like character. I can't use Sergeant Rock, so I made my own. That said, let's move on into story time with L-Dub. And I wanted you to know that periodically I do a cold read of stories or of gags and pranks and skits in the voice of L-Dub. Fortunately, I don't always have to think of these things, but I do always have problems reading and always have problems remembering what I'm supposed to say. So you're going to enjoy some of that comedy too. This appears on the Nick the Rat Show about every other week on Wednesday night. I encourage you to check out Nick the Rat at nicktherat.com. It is easily available on a podcast or on YouTube. And having said that, have a great day, and I hope you enjoy this.
Hey, L-Dub, where have you been? We've been waiting forever for you.
Well, I went out to get a soda, and I just now got back.
But how'd you get that bandage on your forehead?
Well, I went over to the comic shop and I got a copy of Jungle Comics number 4, and seeing as how it's got some artwork from someone that's a Nick the Rat listener, I figured I'd check it out.
So what? You get a paper cut on your forehead?
No, man. I went over to Slow Bob's place and, well, you know, he takes a little time to explain things to.
This is taking time for you to explain it to me, man. How'd you get the cut on your forehead?
Well, I'm getting to that. So Slow Bob, he was in his living room, and I knocked on the door and went in, and apparently he and his wife had been having a boiled over argument. Oh boy. I said to myself, Slow Bob, what have you been doing? Well, I never figured it, but apparently they've been fussing over money.
Well, that's something that lots of couples fight over, right? I know I fight with everybody I know over paying me money for the hemp tortillas.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. Slow Bob's wife came around the door facing with a butcher knife.
A what?
A butcher knife.
And that's how you got the cut on your head?
No, I'm getting to that. Well, Slow Bob, he remembered something I told him a long time ago. If your wife ever pulls a knife on you, you know she is trying to fulfill her wifely duties. So get out a jar of mayonnaise and she will instinctively make you a sandwich.
You're kidding me. You told that to a grown man?
Yeah. And what's even wilder is he did it.
Oh, no!
Yeah. We spent the next 3 hours in the emergency room. We were kind of surprised that the doctor had never seen anything like this before. Seeing as how, it's an emergency room.
The doctor has never seen people fight and scrap.
Well, what he had never seen before was a man walking in carrying his own head in a jar.
What?
Well, seems his wife had some extra mad, and after she whacked at him a couple times, she stuffed his head in that mayonnaise jar.
Oh, no! What happened to all the mayonnaise?
Oh, don't worry. While the doctor was working on putting his head back on, I was making a sandwich.
Oh, now that makes perfect sense.
Well, little lizard buddy, I gotta tell you, it takes a long time to reattach a head, but it seemed like it took a lot longer to get his head out of that jar.
Well, how long did it take to put his head in the jar?
Well, that didn't take much time at all after his wife beat him up. Kind of left his head rather permeable.
So the jar broke and it cut your forehead?
No. I'm getting to that. So, while I was taking Slow Bob to the ER, my soda bottle was in the floorboard and it was rolling around.
And?
Well, when I went to open it up, it had gotten all fizzy and the cap blew off and dinged me right in the forehead.
You're kidding me.
Nope, perfectly serious.
You managed to cut your head on a pop bottle and you couldn't just say I cut my head on a pop bottle?
Well, no, you kept asking me all these other questions I had to answer.
Oh, I don't believe this. When did I become this straight guy?
Well, look, lizard buddy, let's just remind everybody to go over to nicktherat.com and donate a couple of bucks just to keep the lights on down at the sewer. I don't think that Nick actually makes any real money off of anything but paid six.
I do not want to know. He's gonna get lots of cuts on his forehead.
Well, that would be from the mayonnaise jars, I would think.
Well, yeah, he's got to have something to practice on.